A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Jonathan Dent, and hopefully you had a nice New Year's Day holiday and enjoyed some of the football games, the Rose Parade, all that sort of whatever you wanted to. Hallmark Channel, I don't know. What is your favorite thing to watch on TV?
On TV, I'm kind of the crime drama kind of person. I was actually here at work yesterday morning, and I was driving back home down Tittabawassee, and I had never seen it that empty during the daytime. It surprised me. Everybody was at home watching something or other.
Brought back shades of 2010. And, you drive down Tittabawassee Road, it's always busy. But, there are certain times the light is blinking. It's not even, red and green. Mm-hmm. It's just flashing. There's nothing going on. Fortunately for us, we didn't have any weather to contend with. We had, it was damp and breezy for the most part for a few folks. And yesterday we saw some flurries around. Not a lot of snow on the ground, much of anywhere. Although there were a couple of surprises when I was looking. Matter of fact, Gaylord, you would assume that they would have snow. But with all of the warm weather and many other locations up in northern Michigan, they don't have much of anything as far as snow goes. Gaylord has, they say, 8 inches of snow on the ground right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I looked out my window yesterday and I saw snow, and then a couple hours later I looked out and it was gone. So.
Boy, it was that heavy, wet stuff yesterday afternoon. Temperature-wise, we're going to struggle to be as warm as what we were yesterday. It's going to take a few days. Right now, what have you got?
Right now, out at the airport, we're looking at 26 degrees with flurries. Downtown Midland also seeing a few snowflakes, 27 degrees. Here at Radio Center, we're a little bit below that, even 25 degrees. And I've seen some flurries looking out the window here today. We do have some pretty significant winds out of the west, 16 miles per hour, gusts up to 23, and that'll give us a wind chill of 14 right now.
We're going to be looking at wind chills in that lower to mid-teens. That's going to be very common for the next several days because we're not anticipating the winds to really drop off all that much. We're going to continue to see some wind gusts close to 25 miles per hour. It'll decrease a little bit tonight, about 7-8 miles per hour coming out of the west. And then tomorrow it's going to be northwesterly, gusting up to 25. And it's going to be pretty much all day and all night. Moving into Saturday, it'll be more westerly than northwesterly, and the winds will pick up a little bit more as we go into the beginning of the weekend. We're looking at a west wind gusting to 30 miles per hour on Saturday. Sunday, we'll have some partly cloudy skies to start the day, but then clouds will be moving in. And it does appear as though there is going to be a major storm. I don't know if you were sitting in when we talked about it. This is back a few days ago. We expected a major system to move through late in the first weekend of January.
Yeah.
We talked about it, and sure enough, there it is. It's going to develop, and it's going to cut right through the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio River, right straight east. So we're going to be on the extreme north side of it. Extreme so much that what we're going to be looking at is very little, if any, chance of precipitation. We're not looking for maybe a flurry or two, and that's going to be about it. But the 94 corridor and areas to the south is where the snow is going to begin. And there are some forecasters out there, hard telling if it's going to happen, but they're talking upwards of 8 inches of snow in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and moving into Pennsylvania and then out east. That system is going to also have freezing rain in Tennessee, northern sections of Kentucky. And then once you get into the northern part of the Gulf Coast states, so we're talking Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and they're looking at severe weather to be a part of their forecast because that low is going to be a pretty intense system. It's not going to move real fast, but it will move right along. It's not going to linger. So that's why we're not looking for much of anything in the way out of it other than cold air, which is not going to come from that, but from a high pressure system we're going to watch that develop. That high is going to be, I want to say, north of the Dakotas tomorrow, and then drifting a little bit to the east, Jonathan. So it'll be over Lake Superior on Sunday night and Monday, and that's the reason why it's going to push everything down. So our barometric pressure is going to rise. We're going to get some lake effect type stuff out of it, but the big thing is that system is just not going to be a part of our weather forecast. Temperatures, as you said, mid upper 20s right now, pretty much the word. We do anticipate a little bit of a break in the cloud cover this afternoon. If that occurs, we'll hit 30. If not, we're about as warm as we're going to get. We're looking for low tonight of 23. Sun will set this evening at 5:12. I don't think you're going to see it. Sunrise tomorrow morning is at 8:09. 27 is going to be our high temperature tomorrow. Again, there is going to be a chance of seeing a little bit of sun here and there, very spotty. 27 for a high, 17 for a low. And as I said, we're going to have some strong northwesterly winds tomorrow. 25, very possibly 30 miles per hour. Saturday, clouds, flurries, maybe a little bit of sun here and there, but the wind is going to continue, and we're going to be looking at 23 for a high on Saturday, 16 for a low on Saturday night. Then on Sunday, we'll start off with some sun. It'll be cloudy as we go into the afternoon. 28 for a high, 22 for a low. The low pressure system on Sunday will be over Oklahoma, and it'll be moving into Tennessee by late Sunday night and early Monday morning. So if you are going to be traveling, if you are going to be heading south, and you're looking at Sunday night, Monday is your travel time, I would plan on either leaving much before that or after Monday. By that time, I would assume the main roads are going to be pretty well cleared out.
You can hope, but who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah,
exactly. Long range, though, I don't know if you do want snow. I don't know how lucky you're going to get, but we are anticipating 2 other major systems that will be moving through. It'll be more than likely toward the tail end of next week and into the following week. So we'll keep our eye on the development of that. The upper air would seem to indicate that we're going to get a little bit of a recession as far as that dividing line between the cold air and the warm air. Right now, it's going to be dipping all the way down into Ohio and the northern sections of Kentucky. We're looking for that to gradually pull back to the northwest, and that would open up the door for some activity. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on it. But all the way through the 15th of the month, below average on the temperatures, average as far as the moisture is concerned. We should be at 31 for a high, 19 for a low. Record high in this date, 54. It was set back in 2000 and tied in 2004. The record low is 5 below zero, set in 1979. And I remember that very well because Tittabawassee Road, you talked about not that much traffic. Back in 1979, it was still 2 lanes with a hump in the middle.
Oh,
yeah. And we had, I want to say, 3 straight weekends in 1979 in January where the temperature did not get above zero.
really?
So
Wow.
we had ice. Matter of fact, there were a lot of holes in the ice. Reminded me of potholes, but it was potholes of ice. And pretty much all of January, that pack did not. It just didn't melt, and the salt didn't work either.
No, not that cold.
So no. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who have we got?
We're going to be talking with Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons as the markets are open today. Then we'll head over to Oppenheimer, talk with Doug Klein. All of that's ahead, but first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Rummel Insurance Agency. First of all, Happy New Year to all of you from the Rummel Agency. They want to remind you that they do understand the risks that you face as a Michigan farm and agribusiness owner. And when you're looking at bottom lines, you've been looking at them and you're maybe not that happy with it. Maybe a part of the reason why the bottom line doesn't look that good is because you think maybe you're paying a little bit too much for your insurance. Well, now's the time to be working with the folks at the Rummel Agency because they do understand your needs and that they do vary just like the crops in the fields that you put down. You might want to be getting in contact with the Rummel Agency today or very shortly and see how they can work some magic for you as you move into 2025. Check them out. They want to get to know you one-on-one so they can help you get the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. The Rummel Agency, Frankenmuth, Saginaw, and Caro. We say good morning to Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Melinda, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to everyone out there.
How are we looking as far as the markets go?
Yeah, we were down this morning, then we were up, and now we're pretty much unchanged in corn and beans and down 5 in wheat. We closed Tuesday. Corn ended strongly with the possibility to continue moving higher. They have taken out the resistance of the 200-day moving average, which has been our current resistance. And beans, they were sharply higher on Tuesday and took out the 50-day moving average as well, which has been that resistance. And the new resistance for March soybean futures is around the 100-day moving average, which is $10.20. We have a WASD report coming out on the 10th, which is stocks and our quarter stocks and our regular WASD report. All eyes are currently on Argentina and Brazil. As in corn, Argentina says 81% of their country's corn was planted, about 20% tasseling and 12% silking. Their drier 10-day forecast will likely support prices as we're going into our WASD report. And on the soybean front, they still have, a hot and dry forecast for Argentina and normal temps, but hot for southern Brazil as well, and normal rainfall and temps for central and northern Brazil. All eyes are on their weather and what they're doing as far as how far they got planted as well. And that will all come into effect, hopefully, for our WASD report coming up next week. On the wheat front, Russian values have increased. We also have equities are higher. The dollar's up 400 points. The energy markets are up. So we have a lot of moving parts here as the market opened back up today for the 2025.
Well, I guess so. No rest for the weary here, huh?
No, not at all.
So right now on the board at the Andersons, what do you have, Melinda?
Yeah, right now, if you got any corn in the bins, I tell you to call your local Anderson merchants if you deal with me or whoever you deal with at any of our assets. 415 nearby corn, February, June corn, 430-ish. October 25, new crop corn is $3.80. Jan beans, $3.68. March beans, $9.71. New crop 25 beans, $9.59. New crop 25 red wheat, $5, and new crop 25 white wheat, $5.40.
Thank you so much. You have a great day. Have a nice weekend coming up. We'll talk to you next week. All right?
Yeah, sounds good. You guys too.
Okay. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us.
Yes, indeed. The market report today brought to you by Thumb Bank and Trust, making agricultural loans since 1895. Farming today continues to offer challenges that are very demanding, and Thumb Bank and Trust helps you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation. Thumb Bank and Trust, they're serving you with locations throughout the Thumb and in the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank and Trust, where relationships are built on trust. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good, because it's January the 2nd. We got a whole year to work on now.
Okay, so we start out with the is it the elephant in the room? The U.S. dollar. 109.38, up 90 ticks. That is not good.
Wow.
Other currencies crashing around the world, and besides crypto, the dollar is the place to be. We had a rally going in the stock market, and then it completely faded to negative, and now we're back up about 2 to 0.4%. So we'll have to see how that finishes out. We're still in the Santa Claus rally phase today, Friday, and Monday. So, like I said, we'll have to see how that pans out. But the energy market's up about 2.3, 2.8% roughly. Precious metals up, and that's kind of interesting against a stronger dollar. Usually those markets would go down against a stronger dollar, but I don't know. Today is the first trading day of the year, and after doing all those foolish things for taxes 2 days ago, now they've got to again resquare their books. Mortgage demand is down 22%, so that's sort of kind of interesting. I don't know what that's going to imply for the next year or so. So anyway, here's your numbers. March corn 4.58 1/4, down 1/4 penny. September corn 4.44, up 1.5 pennies. March soybeans 10.11 3/4, up 1 1/4. The September soybeans 10.25, up 3 3/4. March wheat is 5.46 1/2, down a nickel, and September wheat is 5.78 1/4, down 2 3/4. Crude oil is 73.59, up $1.87. Heating oil 236.45, up 4.8 cents. Gasoline 206.70, up 5.8 cents. Natural gas 317 1/2, that's up 7.5 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.4435 Canadian, that's up 50 ticks. The dollar buys 157.72 yen, that's up 85 ticks. The euro is at 102.44, that's down 111 ticks, a pretty big move there. And the dollar at 109.37, that's up 88.5 ticks, that's 82 or 0.82% higher. So again, another big move. And the last time the dollar really soared, about 3 years ago, it went to 116. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Gold's at 26.60 1/2, that's up 31.30 an ounce. Silver's 29.65, up 71.5 cents. Platinum's 910.40, up $16.50, and copper's at 403, that's up 0.3 pennies.
All right. You take care, Doug. Have a good one.
Very good.
And we'll talk to you later. You bet. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland seed dealer. Still got to tie up some loose ends? Well, get a hold of Justin Varner. He is the Dairyland seed man over at Freeland Bean and Grain. Remember, Dairyland seed, they've got seed with your name on it from your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain. Since 1983, we're serving you is their business. Those Farmall tractors, they're available to you right now. Might be a really good idea to check out the inventory that Weiss Equipment has got, because if you've got a job that you need done, which very possibly could include a snowblower on one of those Farmall tractors, if you got a little bit bigger than just the average driveway to take care of, might be good to check everything out. Anywhere from the compact Farmall A to the deluxe compact Farmall C and C series with cabs. They've got them. Get the Case IH Farmall tractor that fits your needs at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. We say good morning to Jerry Samolsky and Jonathan. Did Jerry say that the plant of the week is in hibernation right now?
I think so. It's Thursday, but it's kind of a weird Thursday. So
yeah, it is. Hi, Jerry.
It is a weird Thursday, guys. It sure is. You know, we talk this time of year about planning for the coming season and thinking about what's coming on since it's the new year, what we're going to do. So in these cold, lonely hours, we get online, we start looking at things and thinking. I just really want to as you're online looking, make sure you're using real credible sources, because any one of the three of us could write an article, put it online, and it'd be taken as gospel because it's online, right? So let's look for websites that have a .edu. Those are usually extension websites from university. Those have great information. If you're looking at Missouri Botanical Gardens, or there's other gardens that have great websites for information. So when you're searching, be careful, because although the information may be correct for California, it might not be correct for us.
That's good information. Again, like a .edu, or another, like you say, an organization that specializes in plants and things like that.
Yeah, even some of the growers, the larger growers, Monrovia has a great site. Proven Winners does a good job of describing their plants. So there's some good sites out there that aren't necessarily educational sites or whatnot, but you just be very careful, because remember, a lot of the people are out there trying to sell you something, and they'll give you, maybe not the whole truth about a product. Where Missouri Botanical Gardens is a great site. So if you're out there listening, you can remember Missouri. It's an amazing botanical garden in the first place, but secondly, it has an awesome site.
Good advice. You take care, Jerry. We'll talk to you next week. All righty?
Yes, sir.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
Will do. Jerry Smolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Farm Service brought to you today by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They can help with lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Stop by any of their conveniently located offices. They got more than 30 of them. Or you can go online and see how they can become your hometown financial solution. Online at frankenmuthcu.org. And by Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. I realize that it's that time of the year where a lot of farmers probably aren't working on the land right now, Jonathan, but I think Scott DeVries with Nutrien has got some advice for us.
Absolutely. Scott, good morning.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing fantastic. Happy New Year to you, Scott.
And Happy New Year to you. It's ringing in to be a nice one, though. For somebody who likes the outdoors, maybe a little snow, a little colder weather. I think we'll be okay.
I think so. Not much ice, though.
Not yet. You got to have optimism.
There you go. What should we be looking at right now, Scott?
Well, I was thinking about things. We ring in the New Year's. Everybody talks about change and resolutions. I'd like to say, advise growers to sit back and look at what they did in 2024 and say, what was my limiting factor? We call it Liebig's Law if you look at your nutrient limiting factors. But what do you think held you back for getting what you wanted off your acre, whether it's corn, soybeans, sugar beets? And, what are the limiting factors? What can we do to address that? Whether it's seed, fertility, fungicides, things like that, or maybe it's equipment issues or something we need to do to work on that. I mean, we can only control Mother Nature to a certain point, but I think we need to really step back, reflect, and say, what do I want to get from an acre? If we're going to put lower inputs, we should expect lower yields. And so we just got to figure out where we want to be and what the law of minimums look like on our operation and what's holding us back. So it's a great time of year to have those conversations with your crop consultants.
It sure is. Scott, you take care. Have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Thank you. You guys too.
Will do. Scott DeVries over at Nutrien Ag. Let's see what's going on in New York right now. My guess is kind of busy on a January the 2nd. Teresa at Baird & Company.
Good morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 50 points at 42,595 with 268 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 92 at 19,404, 599 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 363.94, $1.18. Deere 422.58, down $1.12. CMS Energy 66.73, up 8. Dow 39.96, down 17. DuPont 76.39, up 14. Corteva 57.17, up 22. General Motors 52.20, up down $1.07. Trinzio 5.18, up 8. Walmart 90.17, down 18. Huntington Bank 16.35, up 8. Independent Bank 34.76, down 7, and AT&T at 23.07, up 12:30.
Teresa, thank you. Have a great day. Okay.
You as well.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at High Fidelity Genetics, offering non-GMO seed, corn, and soybeans that do qualify for organic production. Find out more by going to highfidelitygenetics.com or give them a call. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.